Hey, this is Soccer in the South with Wolfman. Jeff coming at you. Moving day is getting closer and closer. I did post my reaction video. I wanted to get my emotions while it was still fresh in my mind what happened in today's match against Everton. Now I'm going to do a little more of the review. So much to cover. What a great match. Really interesting coming off of our win at the Molineux against West Ham. Some say maybe our best home win to today, which some are saying maybe our best away win. So we were at Everton. We were at Goodison Park against the Toffees. We did win 1 Everton, 3 Wolves. So I can brag, and I will brag, that I did call the score and posted that up ahead of time. I got lucky. There was not really lucky. I mean, I had looked at patterns and how both sides have been doing in the past few matches. I also called correctly the actual starting 11. That also I can't take too much credit for because there was an obvious pattern and we could see what was working. We knew Bali was coming back in. We knew that either Dendoncker or Saiss was going to start, and I called Dendoncker, and that's what happened. Saiss did come in though, so that was good to see him come in. We also saw Coster, and we also saw Traore come in. So we had a good chance to see a lot of our boys, and they just played fantastic. And that's one of the more exciting things what's happening with this match, and I think also with the West Ham and other matches is not just the fact that we're getting some great goals and we're getting wins. Love those 3 points. But it's how well our side is playing together, how well they are communicating. Jota and Jimenez especially, their brains are linked, are connected. When you get either Saiss or you get Dendoncker there in the middle, those guys are connecting well, and they react well off each other. So we got to see our first goal. We had not just one, but we had 2 goals in the first half. The first goal came about 7 minutes in. It was pretty early. It was a penalty kick from Ruben Neves, so it was good to see Neves. It's actually one of his closest to being the goal, because he often will get a goal from far away. It was a nice penalty shot, very clinical. Boom, right in there. Then to follow up, Everton at around 27 minutes had answered, and I have to say Andre Gomez's goal was a beautiful goal to see. Even though it was the other side, I think it was Tosin that had helped him out, but it was a really nice goal, and it had me a little bit worried. I could see that Everton was getting a little bit back into it, but before the first half ended, Jimenez had a header from Matinho, and it was a beautiful shot. He usually gets his goals from his feet, not from his head, but we will take it. And Jimenez on board again, proving he's one of the best strikers in the league right now. Then in the second half, again, you know, goals tend to come to Wolves in the second half. We only had 1 of our 3 this time. This time it was from Dendoncker. Jota was ready to go, popped it in, bounced right back on. But Dendoncker was there, and I'm still trying to figure out the physics of what Dendoncker did, of how he got his left foot there and it just knocked that thing in. It had enough power, but yet the balance and control was very, very impressive. I don't think most people could get that shot, and it was good to see him get his first Wolves goal and his first Premier League goal. So that was fantastic. What a great match we played, rather well. The other thing on there that we had an extra player had come on. I don't know if he was for our side or for Everton, but there was a black cat that came on late into the pitch. And it was quite amusing because no one wanted to touch that cat. No one wanted to get near it. I guess they didn't want to get all scratched up. They eventually had to get that shoot away and to get that off the pitch. And that became quite an amusing part of the match there. Outside of the cat, who was your man of the match? Well, so much I could pick. If Neves hadn't left earlier, he could be a contender. but I am going to go for Jimenez, and I think Jimenez, just again, he's just doing amazing, and so I'm going to pick him for my man of the match. But there's a few others I think we could point to it. Speaking of Neves, he did leave early. Apparently he got a little bit of a knock. I think it happened actually in the first half, but when he came on the second half, he really wasn't quite there. So Nuno went ahead and pulled him. I hear he's probably fine. He's walking. He's not on any kind of crutch or any kind of boot. So he's probably good to go. But I do suspect our Tuesday match with Shrewsbury might have Neves at least on the bench. So I don't expect him to start. Now I'll do a Shrewsbury match review or preview in just a few days. Well, let me know what you think. What did you think of the lineup? Because to me, I think we have our starting lineup right now. We have our 11 default. We've got this worked out, and again, we may have to adjust and tweak and move around, but if we get these same 11 as our default, I think we're good to go. They're just working so well together. They're communicating, but we still need to obviously get our other players in and keep them up to speed because we have so much quality that's sitting on the bench. Morgan Gibbs-White hasn't played in a while. I'd like to see him back on the pitch, but man, I really like this starting lineup, and I'd like to see this happen for a bit more. So what do you think of the Wolves' performance? Do you think it was the best away win in a while, or can you think of another one? As we look forward, we are in 7th. We are firmly in 7th. So we're there's a few points between us and 8th. So we're going to see how that holds over the weekend. So I think it was a fantastic match. I'd like to hear your thoughts, though. Go ahead and feel free to comment below what you think about the match, about the lineup, or what's happening on, or if you know anything about the story of that cat. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. So go ahead and hit like or subscribe if you will. Thanks for watching. This has been Soccer in the South with Wolfman Jeff.